Welcome to day 563 of our Web3 journey. I'm Ed Krasenstein here with my twin brother Brian. Remember, these videos are being sponsored by NFT Tech. They are an investor in DeSoFi. And once again, we're in the same room sharing a microphone. I know it's been kind of echoey because I think one side of the microphone is this one you're supposed to speak into, and Brian's been getting that lucky side. I'm trying to get closer today, so I'm not as echoey. But hopefully Brian's going to have internet back in the next day or so we can go back to our normal format. But what's going on, Brian, with Kanye West today?
Yeah, so this is an interesting story, kind of crazy story. On Friday, Kanye shared a screenshot of a text between him and P. Diddy that allegedly appeared to show that P. Diddy was controlled by Jewish people, according to Kanye. Uh, he then returned to Twitter after Instagram and Facebook, I believe, banned him, or at least temporarily suspended him. He returned to Twitter for the first time in 2 years. So his last post was November of 2020. He posted again just on Friday. And in the first time in 2 years, he made a post where he called out Mark Zuckerberg, and he posted a picture of them both participating in karaoke together, and he just called him out for banning him on Instagram. Then Elon Musk, ironically, Elon Musk replies to Ye, which is Kanye on Twitter, and says, "Welcome back." He said, "Welcome back to Twitter, my friend." Then yesterday, Saturday, only a handful of hours after Elon Musk welcomed him back to Twitter, Kanye posted a tweet that read, "I'm a bit sleepy tonight, but when I wake up, I'm going to go DEFCON 3 on Jewish people, all caps." After that, Twitter proceeded to ban him. So this is kind of a crazy social media piece of news
Situation.
situation, especially since Elon was sort of involved in welcoming back, and then Kanye went off and kind of posted some anti-Semitic things. I'm a Jewish person. I see it as anti-Semitic. I don't know if he should be banned. I think that's a decision that Twitter made, that Meta made, but ultimately, Kanye, you would actually be welcomed on DeSo, because DeSo is a decentralized blockchain. Uh, it means Decentralized means that nobody can actually ban your speech. A node can censor your speech, but another node, you could create your own node, you could bring that speech back to the forefront. So just something to consider, Kanye. And as a Jewish person, I'd still welcome you on the DeSo blockchain, because I believe that everybody has a right to say their opinion, but we all have the right to block that opinion if we're running a node. So it is an interesting situation. I think that DeSo is probably the perfect solution to all of this cancel culture, if you want to call it that. But also, I think that people on both sides have legitimate arguments for what's happening.
Yeah, well, I think Kanye's comments were anti-Semitic. I don't think he's actually anti-Semitic. I think this goes back to the whole trope where Jewish people control the media. I think it's just one of those tropes that kind of has stuck. There are a lot of Jewish people who do own media companies. So, I mean, in part, I guess it's partially true, but you shouldn't be saying stuff like this. At the same time, though, I don't know if Twitter should be the ones deciding if you should lose your social media voice or not because of something you say. Um, I can say, as Jewish people, we don't control P. Diddy, at least Brian and I don't. But if we did, he'd be on DeSo. We'd be pulling the strings to make him come on to DeSo. Uh, you know, like Brian said, Kanye, if you come onto DeSo, and any individual app could ban you. Like, say Twitter was running the DeSo blockchain, they could ban you, but all that content that you publish would still be showable on the blockchain for Twitter too, or Kanye Twitter to pull, and your post would still show up there. and there would be plenty of apps that would still show your content, and it would be a motivating factor for apps like Twitter not to ban you, because people would just go to the app where your content is, and it would hurt their business model. So definitely welcome you. We definitely welcome you to DeSo, Diamond app. There's a bunch of different apps out there. Come on board, and maybe we can have a discussion about Jewish people.
Yeah, and I just want to say there is a lot of hate out there for all sorts of groups, including Jewish Americans, Jews around the world. It, I think some people speak without thinking and thinking about how this might be seen by others. Just think before you speak. If somebody says something's offensive, at least consider that next time you speak. And if you have hate for a certain group of people, get to know those people before you continue that hatred, because most people, we all want the same things. We're all like, we have the same goals. Just try and tone things down a little bit.
Yeah, and I do want to go back to what Twitter said. They actually released a statement, a spokesperson for Twitter. They didn't say which policy Kanye violated, but instead they sent a link to Twitter's rules, which include guidelines against hateful content. And Brian and I were also banned by Twitter. And they kind of did the same thing. When the media asked Twitter why we were banned, they simply said, Twitter does not allow people to buy and sell accounts. They didn't specifically say we were buying and selling accounts. They just said Twitter has rules against buying and selling accounts. So the media ran with the story that we were buying and selling accounts when we weren't actually doing that. But Twitter never actually put out a statement to clarify that. They do this a lot. So Twitter doesn't want to directly accuse somebody of doing something if they're not 100% sure that what they did could be classified into that category of, in this case, hateful content. In our case, buying Twitter accounts. So they're very vague on the reasons. They don't like putting statements out because they could come back and get them.
Yeah, I mean, they're opening a legal can of worms if they're saying that somebody did something specific. If they're vague and they say, hey, Twitter does this, we're not saying we did this to Kanye or we did this to the Krasensteins, but we do this. It alleviates some of those legal concerns.
And maybe, for all we know, maybe Kanye West's definition of DEFCON 3 is hugs and kisses. I don't know. We don't know. We can't say that we definitely know what Kanye West's intentions were. But on the outside, it looks like it was an anti-Semitic comment.
Yeah. But I think we got to move on. Like I said, try and tone down the hate. Try and understand people. Try not to just jump to these tropes and use these tropes in ways that could offend others, because ultimately, especially if you're somebody like Kanye who has this huge following, it can actually spark more hate and even violence. So that's where I think we'll end it.
Yeah, so Brian, we're coming up on a huge milestone.
Yeah, so we have 991 subscribers. I think it's actually 992 now.
On YouTube?
On YouTube. So we need 8 more subscribers to hit the 1,000 milestone. If you're not subscribing, please subscribe. That's all I can really say here. And if you're new to this channel, what we do, we talk about Web3, we talk about decentralized social media, we talk about how Web2 and the traditional social media platforms, they are, I think, going to soon be in the past, and we're moving towards a decentralized environment for all of the internet. And that's what we try to concentrate on. And namely, we speak a lot about DeSo, which is the decentralized social blockchain that we are on, and that I think many people are going to be on in the coming months and years ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
So moving on to the DeSo blockchain, this morning, Chermislav Digdong and Itzaditya reported that all nodes besides the official DeSo Foundation nodes were out of sync and stuck on block 172,144. Meanwhile, the core node was actually on block 172,154, which were 10 blocks ahead at one point. After about 30 minutes, M. Van Halen on DSO reported that it appeared that the NFTZ node was actually in sync again. So it seems that whatever happened, it is now corrected. Maybe some sort of update coming. I'm not sure, but it seems like it's fixed now.
Yeah, we're expecting DSO Dollar anytime now, so I think this could have had something to do with the release of DSO Dollar. We don't know for sure. No official word from the core team yet. I suspect they'll probably say something at some point today. But moving on, Cyberpunk Apes. This is an NFT project created by Aditya and Nathan Wells on the DSO blockchain, and it's been a tremendous tool in onboarding new users onto the blockchain. They've released a new NFT, I think almost daily, where all you do is type claim and they send it to you. There's 1,000 of each NFT minted, and it's been bringing a ton of people on board. I think they posted that more than 5,700 Cyberpunk Apes have been claimed with 2,000 plus unique holders, which is really phenomenal. Cyberpunk Ape number 10 is going to come soon. But this one's going to be different. It's not going to be where the first 1,000 people who claim it gets it. There's only going to be one of them. So there's going to be a one-of-one piece. It's going to be airdropped to one random Cyberpunk holder.
You think we'll get it? I hope I get it.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be us. So your chances to get this number 10 depend on two things. Number one, the number of apes you own. I think we own all 8 of them so far. I'm not sure. We had to buy a couple in the secondary market. And number two, if you follow Cyberpunk Apes on DSO. So if you're not yet following Cyberpunk Apes on DSO, definitely do so. And if you're not following us on DSO, feel free to do so as well.
Yeah, I love what Cyberpunk Apes is doing. I think that it has really increased the number of users active on the blockchain. It's brought over a lot of new users from Twitter. Free NFTs. Who doesn't like free NFTs? And they're really good quality NFTs as well.
Very, very cool. Created by Nathan Wells, and Aditya is the one behind all the scripts that automatically send them to people claiming them. So speaking of NFTs, there's a special project launching today. It's called Wormals, WORMALS, launching today by a 12-year-old girl from the UK. This is really cool. The artwork looks phenomenal. There's going to be a total of 1,111 Wormals minted. But the first 100 of these, the first 100 and only the first 100 are going to be free. They're going to be free to the first 100 people who claim them. Max two NFTs per person. So the most you can own are 2 of these 100 free NFTs, but 100 are going to be free, and then they're going to start minting them and selling the rest. So definitely get prepared for this. Check out Wormals on DSO. Check out wormals.nftz.me. I know she is setting up a banner in her NFTZ profile today. I was chatting with her earlier. I'm super excited for this. I think it's a really cool project.
I mean, how can't you be? More free NFTs, and they're another quality project that I really love, and I think that once they do open up the sales, they will sell.
And another big NFT project is going big. Vaibhav Oberoi, I'm probably saying that completely wrong, but he's a DSO OG who made a post this morning saying that he's been working with something really, really big for Claver Hens. Claver Hens is an NFT project that many on DSO know about, but he's working on something really big. He said that there's some really big updates coming and that he's been working on this idea for over 4 months now, and he still is. Coming very soon. He wanted to thank Emher, Shady Acres, and Homie for some help in the project. Another great NFT project that, I think is helping put DSO on the roadmap, not the roadmap.
Yeah, all this news is NFT related. It's exciting. It's exciting, especially given the fact that we are seeing kind of this resurgence of NFTs on the DSO blockchain as of late.
And still staying on the topic of DSO NFTs, using nftz.me's live auction section. If you go to nftz.me/auctions, you can see all of the live auctions ending in the next 7 days. But I want to highlight 4 of them that end in the next 24 hours. And again, you can get mentioned on this show if you just have NFTs on live auction on nftz.me. Golden Polyape by Andrea SPZ ends today at 1:20 p.m. Eastern Time. Volpe Season 1 number 006 by DFOC ends today at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Cloutbirds, number 003 by the Cloutbirds, ends at 2 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow morning. And Pixel Mouse, number 31, ends at 4:30 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow morning. So again, you can see all of these auctions ending soon. Go bid on them by just going to nftz.me/auctions.
Yeah, and feel free to put your auction up too if you haven't already. You have that timer up there, so it creates a sense of urgency around the NFTs you're selling. Uh, but moving on, the top 10 most bids by user on NFTs, according to NFTZ, over the last 24 hours are as follows. These people bid on the most NFTs on the DeSo blockchain in the last day. Number one was Soul8, followed by Tian Geo, Ambitious Lynch, Sable123, Apertures, Vishal Gulia, La Big Mac, Rhubarb, Spooigs, and Meta Philosopher. Meta Philosopher is back in bidding. And the top diamond creators over the last 24 hours on the DeSo blockchain, according to our friends at Altumbase, these people received the most diamonds or tips on their posts and replies on the DeSo blockchain in the last day. And they are as follows. I always get this name wrong, but it's Diana Grea 09, Michelle Lord, Cyberpunk Apes, who we just spoke about, NFT Messiah, Apertures, Dead Metal, Diego Robot, Happy Rabbit, Natter, and Thalita.
Yeah, Dead Metal is a new NFT project that I've seen. And Michelle Lord, she's back up there. I know she's been traveling. She's stopped in like 12 or 13 states on the way from New Hampshire, where she's visiting her daughter, back down to her home in Tampa. Great photos that you posted, Michelle Lord. I hope you had a great time. And today's events, thanks to Miss Katie Ann. There's one event that we are aware of. At 8 p.m. Eastern Time is Investor Office Hours, live on Entra. Entra is an app built on the DeSo blockchain with CEO Michael Mara and angel investor Scott Kalick. So definitely check that out at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Entra.
Yeah, so I just want to close this by saying less hate, more love, understand each other. Kanye, you're welcome on DeSo, but if you're coming, be prepared to discuss things and learn about other people's and other people's views. But I think that's it for day 563.
Yeah, everybody have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.